From shining lakefront skylines to tiny towns hidden deep in the mountains, these 12 cities prove you can have beauty and comfort at the same time and feel even better when you're walking their streets every day. Number 1, Chicago, Illinois. The sun rises over Lake Michigan, and the city of Chicago glows like gold. Tall towers reach for the clouds, each one with its own style and story. Some are shiny glass giants, others are bold Art Deco designs, and many hold the memories of decades past. Between the busy streets, you'll find green spaces where the air feels fresh, Millennium Park with its giant silver bean, and the long lakefront. Along with them, a trail where you can walk or ride with endless water beside you. Living here means you get a city full of art, music, and food, but also a place that makes you stop and stare at its beauty every single day. Number 2, Seattle, Washington. Seattle is where big city life meets wild nature. One moment you're staring at the Space Needle, the next you're catching Mount Rainier towering in the distance, when the clouds decide to give you a peek. Water surrounds you, Puget Sound wraps around the city, and greenery seems endless. Interestingly, Discovery Park alone has 534 acres of forest trails, sandy beaches, and views so perfect they feel unreal. Recently, Reddit travelers named Seattle the most beautiful city in the US, ahead of Charleston, Chicago, and Savannah. They raved about its views, walkability, and fairy tale greenery. Whether kayaking on Lake Union, hiking in Discovery Park, or watching the sunset from Cary Park, the city always puts on a show. In summer, long daylight hours bathe everything in gold, while cloudy days add dramatic charm. No doubt Seattle is full of life. Pike Place Market buzzes, neighborhoods each have their own style, and public art pops up everywhere. With iconic landmarks, lively festivals, and an easygoing, outdoorsy spirit, Seattle truly invites you in. Number 3, Savannah, Georgia. Walk through Savannah, and it's like stepping into a dream. Streets are lined with cobblestones, and giant oak trees bend over the paths, dripping with Spanish moss. The city's squares and gardens are peaceful, while grand old houses stand like proud storytellers of the past. So living here feels like living in a place where history is always near, but so is the beauty of the present. The Savannah River runs by, catching the light of the sun, and the air is filled with the sound of music, laughter, and sometimes even ghost stories whispered at night. Number 4, San Francisco, California. Next up, some cities are busy, some are pretty. San Francisco is a painting you can walk through. Hills rise and fall like waves, and from the top, you can see the ocean, the bay, bridges stretching across the water, and a city full of colorful houses. Beyond this, the air is cool and salty, and neighborhoods each have their own charm. North Beach with its cafes, the Mission with its murals, and the quiet green hills of Twin Peaks, where the view takes your breath away. Life here means being surrounded by beauty from every angle, with the ocean and the city always meeting at your doorstep. Number 5, St. Augustine, Florida. The streets of St. Augustine tell stories that are over 450 years old. Founded by Spanish settlers in 1565, it's the oldest continuously lived-in city in the mainland United States. Here, history lives in the buildings, stone forts, old churches, and homes that look almost the same as they did centuries ago. But it's not just a place for history lovers. The beaches stretch wide and golden, the air is warm all year, and the small-town feeling makes neighbors feel like family. Sunsets over the water turn the sky into a painting, and living here feels like living inside a storybook. Number 6, Washington, D.C. The heart of America's history beats in Washington, D.C. Monuments rise high, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and the dome of the Capitol shining in the light. In spring, cherry blossom trees bloom across the tidal basin, filling the air with a soft pink haze. Well, life here is filled with culture, world-class museums, music, art, and the hum of ideas from people around the world. The neighborhoods are lined with brick row houses, and parks and gardens offer peaceful escapes from the busy streets. Number 7, Boston, Massachusetts. Snow falls on Boston's red brick streets, and Beacon Hill glows under the warm light of old gas lamps. This is a city where history feels close. You can walk where revolutionaries once stood, see churches that have stood for centuries, and cross bridges with views of the Charles River. In winter, the riverbanks sparkle with frost, while in summer, the water comes alive with boats and kayaks. Boston mixes the old with the new, offering lively markets, beautiful parks, and neighborhoods filled with charm. Number 8, Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu looks like it was painted by the ocean itself. Tall buildings stand along white sandy beaches, with the blue Pacific stretching as far as you can see. Palm trees sway in the breeze, and mountains rise in the background, green and full of life. Waikiki Beach is famous, but the city is also home to palaces, historic churches, and gardens bursting with tropical flowers. Life here feels warm, both in weather and in spirit. Days are filled with sunshine, ocean swims, and sunsets that paint the horizon in orange and pink. Number 9, New Orleans, Louisiana. Have you ever heard the sound of jazz float through the streets of New Orleans, carried by brass bands and saxophones? The French Quarter glows with colorful balconies and flowers spilling from railings. Here, every corner has a flavor: spicy gumbo, sweet beignets, and the rich scent of coffee. Beyond the music and food, there's beauty in the gardens, the old plantations, and the slow-moving Mississippi River that wraps around the city. Life in New Orleans is a celebration, with festivals, art, music, and neighbors who greet you like family. Number 10, New York City. The first glimpse of New York is often from afar, a glittering skyline that rises like a crown against the sky. Step closer and the streets come alive with sounds. Taxis honking, music drifting from a street performer, the chatter of people from every corner of the world. Above all, Central Park opens like a green heart in the middle of Manhattan, where quiet paths wind past ponds and open lawns. History lives in its neighborhoods: cobblestones in the West Village, brownstones in Harlem, lights that never fade in Times Square. Additionally, art spills from museum walls, fashion walks down the sidewalks, and theater fills the air with stories each night. In New York, life moves fast, but beauty waits for you on every block. Number 11, Telluride, Colorado. Leave the big city behind, and the world suddenly feels wider. Located deep in a mountain valley, Telluride is like a secret you're glad to discover. Steep cliffs rise high around the town, their peaks dusted with snow even in spring. Streets are lined with brick buildings that tell the story of its mining days, their windows now glowing with cafes, small shops, and the hum of friendly conversation. In winter, the gondola glides quietly over the rooftops, carrying skiers toward perfect slopes. In summer, wildflowers bloom in meadows, and the air smells of pine. Plus, nights are lit by stars that seem close enough to touch. Telluride may be small, but everything here is filled with the beauty of the mountains and the peace of a slower pace. Number 12, Taos, New Mexico. From the crisp air of the Rockies to the warm sun of the Southwest, the road leads to Taos. Here, the earth itself has a color, soft, sandy reds and golds, that seem to glow in the evening light. The Taos Pueblo, built of adobe more than 700 years ago, still stands strong, its walls holding the memory of countless generations. Around town, art galleries open their doors to show landscapes painted by hands inspired by this very place. But that's not all. The desert stretches wide, but just beyond, the peaks of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains rise tall and white. Summers bring the rush of the Rio Grande, perfect for rafting, while winters cover the slopes at Taos Ski Valley in fresh snow. And that wraps up our list of the top 12 most beautiful cities to live in America. Which one would you choose to call home? Drop your pick in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the tour, and don't forget to subscribe for more stunning places.